Hi, welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at one of my favourite pieces of kit, the OEX Fathom EV 200 sleeping bag. Now it's a 2-season sleeping bag, and the reason I'm going to cover it today, because obviously it's not much use for winter, is that Go Outdoors have currently got this on sale for £29, which I think is really good value for money. So if you're watching it now in October 2022, you can grab it from Go Outdoors, and I think probably Millets and Blacks as well, because they all supply the same OEX stuff, for just £29, which I think is really good value for money. So it's not too bad a size. It weighs, according to the stats, at 800 grams. But I've weighed this bag and it actually weighs 917 grams. So it is slightly heavier than specified, but maybe they weigh it without the bag and the compression straps and stuff, I don't know. But I found it a really good 2-season bag. I've done a lot of summit camps with this bag. I've taken it out in quite a few different conditions. It has performed really well. So the comfort rating is 7 degrees, the limit is 2 degrees, and the extreme is -12. And it's got 120 grams per metre square of fibre fill. So it is a synthetic bag, but that means it performs better when damp than a down bag, but it isn't as warm, sort of gram per gram. So in terms of the comfort rating of 7 degrees, I think that's a fairly accurate reflection of what the bag is capable of doing. But obviously every single person has their own comfort rating. So you might be a warmer or a colder sleeper, so it might work better or not as well for you. So obviously only you can be a judge of that. So I've found the bag pretty good in most conditions I've been in. So around 7 to 10 degrees has been absolutely fine for me, as long as you've got some thermal layers to put on, which I'd always recommend having, especially if you're doing a summit camp as well, where it might just get slightly colder overnight than you're expecting. And one way of warming up any sleeping bag, and this one included, is to use a sleeping bag liner. Keeps the bag clean and does provide quite a bit of extra warmth. So in terms of pack size, it has got compression straps, so we'll crush it down now and show you how small it can go. So that's a little quick demonstration of how small it can go. It can definitely go smaller as well if you sort of spent a bit of time fiddling with the straps and stuff. Another option, of course, is not to use the compression bag and just stuff it into your backpack as it is. And because it's only £29, it's not a very expensive sleeping bag. You might feel more comfortable doing that. I think if you're going to go for the best pack size, when it's in a compression bag like this and you're kind of cramming it in, you are going to have pockets of air around it. So if you take the sleeping bag out of the compression sack, stuff it into the bottom of your rucksack, it gets into every nook and cranny of the bag, and then when you're putting things on top of it, that can also go in a lot tighter than using compression bags like this. So that is another option for it. And probably be too cold in this, but my OEX Evolution Fathom EV 200 sleeping bag, so only a 2-season one. In terms of what I really like about the bag, it feels a lot more expensive than £29 would suggest. So when you actually take the bag out, especially after you've just compressed it as well, I've always been really impressed with how big the bag actually is and how quickly it fluffs up. Now I've got a couple of synthetic sleeping bags and they tend to feel a little bit kind of heavy and dense, but this bag does feel really quite light and it fluffs up really well. So it doesn't take much after getting out of the bag and into your tent for it to feel like actually that it's got a lot of nice warmth and air in the bag. The material is really nice. It's a really nice, soft, slick material. It's really comfortable to sleep on, even without a sleeping bag liner. I find the zip has been absolutely perfect and good quality. And when you've got the top Velcroed up, it doesn't come undone overnight, which happens with some sleeping bags. And obviously you've got the option to cinch it right down as well. So that's another good thing. Although the strap seems to have come disconnected a little bit there, so I need to put that back through at some point. But no, it is a really good little sleeping bag, and I think for £29 it's probably one of the best budget options out there, especially if you only are looking for a 2-season bag. It is quite lightweight, so it's not a big burden to take it even as your summer bag, even if it might be slightly too warm. You can always unzip it. The zip's quite a long way down, so you can unzip it and use it as a kind of quilt as well, because it unzips almost all the way to the bottom. It does have a little bit of a foot box, a little bit of extra material down there to keep your feet warm, and it's got a nice soft padded hood as well. So it is certainly a really good value for money bag. One other feature is a small pocket at the top of the bag as well to put valuables in. especially if you want to keep them warm as well. In terms of dimensions, I put the full specs in the video for you, and I might whack them in the description as well. But I'm 5'11", the sleeping bag's been perfectly spacious for me. It's certainly not too tight. You have got room to move your legs around, which I do prefer in a sleeping bag. But obviously, because it is a reasonably good size to sleep in, that's why I'd always recommend a sleeping bag liner as well, because you can get that a lot closer to your skin, maintains a lot more warmth, even if it's just a simple cotton liner as well. So I'd highly recommend picking one of those up. So if you are interested in what I think is one of the best budget sleeping bags you can buy, you want a fairly lightweight, fairly compact one that's usable for 2 seasons, get down to Go Outdoors now, or Millets or Blacks, pick it up for £29. I think you will get a really good deal. If you're into wild camping, particularly at the budget end of the scale, then do subscribe to the channel, do drop this video a like, it really helps, and do check out my other videos. I've got quite a lot of gear lists, whether it's used or new, budget gear, tents, backpacks, sleeping bags, the whole works is all on this channel for you, and lots more to come as well. So big thanks for watching, you made it this far, and I'll catch you in the next one.